Ever spent hours looking at your screen, planning every minute of your trip, only to feel like you've missed something? Or imagine landing in a new country only to realize you booked the wrong dates, the hotel is miles away from everything, and you have no idea what to do next. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, today I'm going to make sure that never happens to you again. Hi there, I'm Toes and welcome to my channel. I specialize in Christ-centered travel experiences, showing you how you can explore the world on your own terms while growing in faith and community. So, if you love adventure, cultural immersion, and practical travel hacks, you're in the right place. So, let's dive in. Planning a trip can be overwhelming. The flights, the hotels, the activities, the transportation, it's a lot. But with the right approach, you can create an itinerary that makes your travels seamless, stress-free, and unforgettable. In this video, I'll walk you through a step-by-step guide to planning the perfect trip, avoiding costly mistakes, and maximizing your adventure. Oh, and if you want to skip the long hours of planning and get right into the fun part, stick around for a secret tool that will make your life 100 times easier. But first, let's get into the nitty-gritty of itinerary building. Alright, before we get too far into the details, let me paint the picture. You're thinking about a vacation or maybe a weekend getaway, and you can already feel the excitement building. But then, boom, reality hits you. You have no idea where to start, right? Does this sound familiar? Planning a trip isn't just about booking flights and hotels. It's about crafting an experience. So where do you begin? Step 1. You have to decide your trip's core goal. What do you want from this trip? Sure, you want to see sights and have fun, but think deeper. Is it about relaxation? Is it about adventure? Is it about food, seeing culture, or all of the above? The answer to this will help shape the rest of your itinerary. Let's say you're going to South Korea. If the goal is to experience local culture, you might want to prioritize places like museums, temples, and traditional markets. But if you're all about the food like I was when I went, you want to map out the best street foods, you want to map out trendy restaurants, maybe even street food tours. Step 2, you need to set a realistic budget. Realistic. Your budget determines where you stay, where you eat, and how you get around, and the activities that you do as well. So set a total budget, then break it down into categories like flights, accommodation, food, activities, transportation, and miscellaneous. So you want to use tools like Google Flights, Skyscanner, and Next Departure to find deals on flights. You want to consider budget-friendly accommodations like Airbnb, hostels if you're into those, or hotels with reward programs. Those are really important. Another thing you want to think about is you can also use your travel credit cards with no foreign exchange fees to save money. So you want to save on the exchange fees. Here's a pro tip. Always add a 10 to 20% buffer for unexpected expenses. Those come in handy when you need it, so you want to plan for that. Step 3, research and choose the right destination. This is so important. I cannot stress that enough. So if you're torn between multiple destinations, you want to compare factors like visa requirements, or if you have passport privilege for those countries, weather, cost of living, and travel restrictions. So one time I booked a trip to Italy in February, and I thought it was going to be decent weather. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. It was mostly cold, and many of the attractions were closed because it was off season. So you want to keep that in mind. Had I researched better, I would have chosen another destination. So that's really important to keep in mind. Step 4, you want to pick your must-see spots, but don't overload it. You know how everyone says don't try to see everything? Well, they're right. If you try to cram every famous attraction in one trip, you're going to burn out. I have done it too many times, and I have to tell you, it's not fun, and you just feel so frustrated after. So you want to see everything, but trust me on this, just chill on that for a little bit. Narrow down your list to about 4 to 5 key things to do per day. Even that's a lot sometimes. You know, things that align with your core goal of this trip. For example, if you're heading to Japan, don't just throw in the usual Tokyo Tower, Kyoto temples, Osaka's Universal Studio. Think about a day at a tea ceremony in Kyoto, or hiking the Fushimi Inari Shrine. Things that really connects with what you're there for and what you care about. Step number 5, you want to create a day-by-day breakdown. Now, this is where the magic happens. Create a rough outline of each day. For example, let's say you're spending one day in Seoul. You could start the morning with a visit to Gyeongbokgung Palace, followed by lunch at Bokchon Hanap Village. I have a bunch of videos on that, so check it out. And then you can wrap up the day exploring Myeongdong for shopping. But don't forget to leave room for spontaneity. Trust me, you're going to stumble upon cool spots along the way, and you want to spend some time there. You don't want to be so packed that you can't enjoy the surprises along the way. This is where you start to feel like a real trip planner, like your own personal travel agent. And step number 6, you want to take travel time into account. I missed out on this a lot when I was a new traveler. One of the biggest mistakes people make is underestimating travel time. You might think, oh, I'll just hop from one museum to the next. But travel time, whether it's on foot, by train, or in a car, can really eat up your schedule, especially if it's during rush hour and you didn't know about that. You want to double check the distances and times between your stops, and use Google Maps, or in places like South Korea, Naver Maps for accurate directions. And here's a pro tip. Try to cluster things geographically. This means if you're in a certain part of a city, try to see multiple attractions nearby so you don't waste time going back and forth between those two. So save that for next time. And step number 7, factor in rest and recovery time. This is so important. If there's one thing I've learned, is that you can't go full speed all day. Trust me. Whether you're hiking through Jeju Island or exploring the streets of Paris, you're going to need breaks. So you want to schedule downtime, maybe an hour or two break after lunch, or a leisurely walk through a park. This is not just for your body, but it's also for your mind too. You need to recharge for that next adventure. And hey, if you're traveling internationally, give yourself the luxury of jet lag recovery, especially for those first couple of days. Speaking of rest and recovery, you would want to book accommodations wisely. So here are a few things that you need to keep in mind when you're booking your accommodation. The first is to stay central if possible. This will save you a lot of time and transportation costs. The second thing you want to do is use filters on Google, Airbnb, or Booking.com to find the best rated places within your budget. Always stay within your budget. The third thing you want to look into is to check for amenities like free breakfast, Wi-Fi, and airport shuttles when you're booking your transportation. And here's a pro tip. Read recent reviews. What was great 6 months ago might not be the case today. I remember I fell into this mistake when I was booking my accommodation in Santorini. When I booked it, I think the reviews were good, but I remember closer to the date, I was seeing all these like really crazy reviews, and yeah, we ended up getting there and it was as bad as people said. Thankfully, I was able to change accommodation and find a suitable hotel right at the last minute, literally the same day we got there. So always keep that into account. Step number 8, you want to handle travel logistics. Once you've settled on a destination and activities, you will want to finalize some trip logistics. So here are a few checklist items that you need to attend to. Number 1, get travel insurance. Never skip out on this. Say never. Never, yes. Number 2, you want to order a SIM card like eSIM or Eralo. You can use my referral code TOLU9117 to get $3 off. It's on the screen right here. Number 3, you want to notify your bank about international transactions so they don't lock your card. And number 4, pack essentials like power adapters, medications, and a portable charger. And also you want to make sure that you have an international like power adapter, because once you go from different countries or different continents, it changes. Step number 9, which is the final step, you have to be ready to adapt. Flexibility is key. You don't need to stick to the itinerary like glue, but you need a framework. Here's where things get interesting. Instead of getting stressed out about something not going according to plan, use that moment to try something new. Did you miss your train? Go explore the station or places around. Or maybe the museum line is too long for you to stand in it. Find a hidden cafe nearby to just relax and chill in until your next activity. Traveling is about the moments, not just the checklist. What's a better way to plan than by allowing space for serendipity? Now let's get real for a second. You're thinking about all this planning and it's overwhelming, right? Yeah, I understand. Like, you've got to map everything out. Find the best restaurants, make sure you've got the right train tickets. And on top of that, what if you miss something? The pressure of creating the perfect itinerary can often stop people from even starting the process at all. You know, the feeling, You sit down, you get lost in tabs, and you end up with about 500 open windows, but you have no real progress. Have you ever been there? Does that sound familiar? Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. So here's the thing. Imagine you didn't have to spend endless hours on travel blogs or scrolling through endless Google reviews. What if you could just get an entire travel guide packed with everything that you need, from a 7 to 10 day multi-city itinerary to links, to book activities and to hotels, plus a handy Google map with all your destinations pinned? That's amazing, right? That's exactly what you get with the Uttermost Travel's country travel guides. You can skip the headaches and let the guides do the hard work for you. Whether it's a city break or full-on adventure, these guides take the guesswork out of your planning so you can spend less time researching and even more time experiencing all the moments. So here's a big takeaway. Planning doesn't have to be complicated. And it certainly doesn't have to suck up all your time and energy. With the right strategy and the tools and guides like those from Uttermost Travel, you can create an itinerary that fits your pace, that fits your goals, and most importantly, fits your vibe. You can go beyond the traditional tourist traps and create a truly memorable experience, one that you actually get to enjoy instead of stressing over it. So, what's your next move? Don't let the planning part ruin your trip before it even begins. Make your itinerary work for you, not the other way around. So there you have it. Creating the perfect itinerary doesn't need to be a nightmare. Start with a goal, pick your must-see spots, make sure to leave room for flexibility, plan efficiently, and know that when you use the right tools like the Uttermost Travel guides, you'll be able to skip the hours of research and dive straight into the fun part of travel. Take your time to enjoy your trip. After all, that's what it's all about, right? So don't forget to check out the link to the Uttermost Travel guide in the description. And hey, why not catch the next video for even more travel tips? Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Come on, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.